Hello everyone, so I'm making a little video to get you started with the basic functions of Reaper. Reaper is an audio editing program which works on a PC. A little video to get you started with the basic functions of Reaper. Reaper is an audio editing program which works on a PC or a Mac, and you can use the free version for at least 60 days. It's very powerful software which allows you to work with audio, with MIDI, and also with movies. Okay, so let me start with the very basic functions of Reaper. If you open Reaper, here you have your arrange window where you will drag sounds and edit your sounds. Reaper works from left to right, so it will play audio from left to right the same way you read a score. At the top here you can see the timeline, which shows you bar numbers at the top. At the moment we are in 4/4, so we have bar 1, beat 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 2, beat 2, 3, 4, and you also see time. So we have 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So this is your time code here. If you want to input audio inside Reaper, you can either use a microphone. If you have a microphone connected to your PC, you can record directly into it, or you can import files from your hard disk or from the internet, or even recording you made with your telephone or recorder. Here I'm going to go to my Finder in the Mac. It's called the Explorer in Windows. And I have a few audio files here, AIF files. They are audio files I prepared for this tutorial. And it's as easy as dragging the file onto the timeline. So here I'm dragging the file onto bar 2, and you can see it's lined up perfectly at 120 BPM, beats per minute here. So this is my waveform, left and right here. And I can zoom in horizontally or zoom out as well, using the minus key for zooming out and the plus key for zooming in horizontally. Or you can scroll at the top here onto the timeline. You can scroll up and down, and it will also zoom in and out horizontally. Okay, now if you want to zoom in vertically to make the track wider, you have to hold down the control key on a PC and scroll up and down again, or use the mouse to modify the size of the region and the track. Okay, so it's control mouse scroll up and down on a PC, or command scroll up and down on a Mac. Okay, so that's the basic zooming function. Now if I click on the timeline at the beginning of my region here, I can just press play and the audio will play automatically. You can select a portion of your region that you want to loop. As you can see, I'm highlighting bar 2 to bar 8 here, and it's looping because the loop button is enabled. You can also use the space bar to start the audio and stop the audio. As you can see, the audio file I dragged in is called drums1, and the header of the channel here has exactly the same name. So Reaper will name the tracks automatically for you. You can change that if you need to. Okay. So let's drag another file now. I'm going to put my second drum pattern in underneath it, as well as a little bass part here. And here we go. It's as simple as this. I'm going to zoom in at the top here, so I can see all of my files at once. Okay, and this is the mixer view here. So you see I've got my drum channel, drum 2 channel, and bass. I can solo a part. If I want to hear the bass only, I would solo the bass. Or I could decide I want to mute, cut out the bass altogether. I can also change the balance here, make certain parts louder or quieter. Okay, so that's all pretty easy. Now let's bring back some of the other parts that we have here. So I'm going to zoom in. So I've got a little organ part here, as well as a little synthesizer motif. Okay, so now I have 5 tracks: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drums 1, drums 2, bass, organ, and synthesizer. I can adjust the volume of each part. I can zoom into the section I want to see vertically, horizontally. You can also change the tempo. Let's say you are practicing your parts and this is too fast, or you don't like the tempo. You can type in, let's say, 100 BPM here, and each file will follow your new tempo. You can also tap the tempo. Okay, and it will instantly follow the new pulse you give it. What else? You can of course move any of those files around to change the arrangement. You can trim the front. Let's say you want your bass to start at bar 4. You could trim, use the edge here and trim the front, removing the first 2 bars. Okay, the bass is gone and the bass is back. You can do the same thing by trimming the end here. So now the drum part will only play during bars 4 and 5. Let me bring the bass back. Okay. So that's very useful. You might want to split as well. Let's say I only want the organ to play in bar 3 and then again in bar 5. I can position the cursor at the beginning of bar 3 and press S on my keyboard. You type S, and as you can see, it's creating cuts into the region. So let me do this for bar 5 again. S. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. I could trim this if I wanted to. I can delete the sections I don't want. Okay, it's out. It's back in and out again. Okay, so that's splitting. Very useful when you're editing your audio. Now, if I solo the little ostinato, the little repetitive motif part played by a synthesizer here, if I want this to come in gradually, I could use the fade tool. As you can see, if I position my mouse in the top corner here, I have a triangle shape. I can then hold down my mouse click and drag. This will create a crescendo, okay, a slow crescendo. You can hear it. The volume is now going up I can do the same thing for the end, which gives me a decrescendo here. If I want to change the speed of the crescendo, I can double click in that area and here select various shapes of crescendo, decrescendo, and I can then apply this to the file. You see the shape has changed quite a lot here. So it's now becoming louder much more gradually, and decrescendo is also much more gradual. Okay, so I think that's it for the basic navigation of navigation inside Reaper. We looked at how to import audio directly from your folders onto the timeline, how to loop, how to change the tempo. We looked at how to trim the front and the end of the file, how to split, and that should get you started. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I can make a video anytime to help you with any technical problems you may have. Thank you very much.